Hi there, this is Life Prepper here, and today I want to do an article talking about survival of the elderly and disabled. Now, this here was on the American Prepper Network. This was written by James C. Jones, and then it said you can contact him at survivaljj@aol.com. Okay, so right here, as you can see. Now, I do a lot of articles, a lot of research, because you know what? Just getting on here and spouting about things ain't going to always solve it. I like sharing what I find about what other people write about and their point of views and stuff that can make a difference. Now, it says here the challenge of surviving a sustained collapse can cause events for the elderly and the disabled are almost totally ignored by the prepper community. And he's correct on that. Too many of them, they focus on like, okay, I'm built and I'm tough and like I say, this here is him years ago. See here, lean, mean machine, and we're in our 20s and stuff. We think we got everything, but going, I'll tell you what, you got to wake up one day, you ain't in your 20s no more. And even some of the most healthy people that you see can have hidden health issues that could kill them overnight. So, as a survival reputation and training are almost always directly at healthy young people who are in their maximal strength and health. Most people or preppers have or will have elderly parents or relatives that may suffer from arthritis, other diseases along the way. Now, my wife and I both live in an inner city with disabled parents for decades, and they said their evacuation is out of the question. We're not going to abandon our responsibility regardless of the risk. So they have to change that. You have to change your point of view about that. A few years ago, I participated in a FEMA-sponsored workshop on community preparations. We knew that there are people who need oxygen, medications, dialysis, and other treatments, and then to survive more than a week or two. Even more are aged or crippled with MS and other diseases that prohibit them from accessing food and critical needs without aid. What we learned at that event was that there was little the emergency service could do for these folks under major disaster situation. That's the truth. If something happens, there's a flood, hurricane, whatever major, and you're cut off for 2 or 3 weeks before help can get to you, and you do not have the medications or the machines or the equipment or whatever, your survival can be cut down. But it does not mean you can't survive. Now, it's estimated that majority of those over 70 years of age and those who are functionally disabled or medically dependent will die within the first 30 days of a full-scale natural disaster. And what they say is most people's medication will start running out after a month. And then they're screwed. That's it. They're gone. They're done. Diabetes, high blood pressure, whatever the reason is, after a month. Most of them has enough to last for about a month, maybe a couple of weeks, whatever. After a while, that's it. It says, if you are among the elderly or disabled or anyone important to you, you need to adjust your plans accordingly. So you need to think about that. That's why I talk about my herbs and the medical cabinets and herbs. You need to think about some alternative sources that you may need. If you have disabled parents, your whole survival plans is going to be limited and modified. Evacuation may be impossible. Rescue and defense may be the only option. Disabilities, yours or others, and handicaps will reduce your chance, but it does not mean that you are doomed. Realistically, preparation can provide a real chance for your survival regardless of condition. As we grow older, we will, and our capability to carry load to a long distance is going to diminish. In addition to muscle loss, we are more prone to illness and sensitive to temperature extremes. I got some friends that's a few years older than me, and I listen to them complain, oh, it's so hot, oh, it's so cold, and then I'm like comfortable. I'm still comfortable for me, but as you get older, you freeze. You're just so cold much more, and you get hot. So it'd be warm outside, and they got the heat full blast in the house for people as they get old because they're just flat out cold. So that happens. First, if you can move to a safer location away from the city and high population, do so. Second, have a plan to drive or be driven to a safe area well before situations gets critical. If these are not an option, or unlikely plan to shelter in a place as best you can. That means having water, food, warmth, medication, and self-protection that works for you and your condition. Fire is your biggest threat uh, to you in place survival. You can use a fire extinguisher. You must have ways to escape a fire that works for you. And in the gravest of screams, you will need to have some kind of evacuation pack. Even if you can only carry or grab 5 to 10 pounds, it's far better than nothing. A quart of water, medication, snacks, a flashlight, a space blanket, and a weapon will give you a big advantage. If you can get a few hundred yards to some other shelter, you have a chance. Some perfectly healthy people will die from unpreparation and giving up. Some prepare and diminished disabled folks will get through with a little luck and determination. I'm going to tell you something. Here's something you can think about. If you have parents who are disabled, you've seen them where they walk around with these carts and they're pulling it. If you can buy some of these carts that will help get you where you need to go. You can place them on there. Now, if you can build them and build these collapsible carts or something like that, and you know how to build it, and you have a place to store it, then that would be something you would consider as an option. If you've got people who are disabled or just not able to keep up, and then you can place them on that cart along with your supplies as well, and get you to that point A to point B a lot quicker by using that cart technique. So that'd be something to think about in the case for people who are disabled. There are two classes of disability related to emergency situations. We have the cooperative, but the disabled will aid in their own care to whatever extent they can, and the uncooperative who may have diminished or are just in violent denial. Now, and that's true. So the last category is very difficult to help, and they'll fight every effort, even sabotage your plans and equipment. Ain't that stupid? They will sabotage your plans and equipment because they are just a total denial. Get them to a care facility as advanced as possible, but keep in mind that many of these facilities were abandoned. Now, the thing about that too, in the facilities that are abandoned, is searching out what you need at the time to help keep it going. And believe it or not, it could be in small things like you can find oxygen tanks. Believe it or not, that may help you in some situations. Same way on some of the first aid supplies like gauze and everything else. You just do not know. Now, the thing is that this gentleman here was born in 1941, and his early life situation required that he survive with little help at a very early age. His survival skills for the streets of the south side of Chicago and in the nearby woods and marshes developed a need to survive. Now, this is just a small article. But the fact is, I hear people all the time prepping, not for older people in general. You don't hear much about prepping about the older people. You hear, always prepping about. You'll see here, join this camp, da da, and you'll see some guy over there on one of the sites, or the woman. It looked like they came out of some kind of magazine, and they do their share of running down to the gym. But I want to tell you what, the most everyday basic life, most people has factory jobs. They have restaurant jobs. They do not have this luxury of having a good paying job that pays well up there in the money. They don't have this luxury of doing these so-called diets and health plans, and they say they require the luxury of going to these spas and all that. Everyday life is a struggle for them, and they do a lot of damage to their body as time goes on because your body just wears down. So, thinking about that in the long term, I have to think every day about what can I do and what is my limit. Then I look at what I need to buy for myself to help survive. Now I count my blessings as far as not having to take tons and tons of medication. But I don't do TV dinners anymore, and I'm still guilty about eating at restaurants and stuff, and I still do that. And I know it's a bad thing. And I still do bologna and hot dogs and all that, and that's not necessarily the best thing in the world. But you can go totally health nut and still not survive. But you got to start thinking more along the line of if you're prepping for the elderly or even prepping for yourself as a group, how you're going to take care of each other and what to do. Benefits of having the cart, being able to put the elderly on there and pulling the cart is going to get you a lot farther than just simply trying to carry these people. A lot to think about in a situation. How long can you, in a survival situation, whether it's a hurricane or flood, how long can you survive in that household away from everybody? So that's something to think about, is doing the research and preparing for you as a person that's getting older and taking care of your family members also in a situation like that, how long it will last till you get some kind of help. And again, like I said, research, reading, studying up on it, the use of medical herbs can also give you a fighting chance. So prepping for the elderly is very important. Prepping for yourself is very important. So as I say, check out my Joan C series, my World of Joan on Facebook. I want you to think outside the box. I want you to be safe, be happy. Bless you all.